This video is for software developers who are either employed full-time or want to be employed full-time. Listen up. The number one regret of people who are old and look back on their lives and are about to die is this: I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. The trap that we can fall into as developers is that although we have the skills to build whatever we want, any website, any app, any tech company, we sign up to build someone else's thing for their purpose by working for a company, and that gets us on our feet. So if you're a developer making $100,000 a year, you're in the top 99th percentile of earners in the United States, or top 1% of income earners in the world, which is great. You get on your feet and your lifestyle inflates and you get comfy with your routine and you're like, I'm just going to keep doing this forever. And it's cool to be financially stable. It's cool to support people. But then you get to the end of your life and you start saying things like I said there. I wasn't being authentic. It wasn't my version. I was just going through the motions. The reason that happens is because there was no purpose along the way. That wasn't made a priority. The purpose wasn't found. It's so easy for high-skilled, high-income earners like us to fall into that trap. I don't want that to be me. I don't want it to be you. So this video is not about telling you what your purpose is. You have to find that out for yourself. But these are clues that'll show if you're on the right path. So these are going to be 10 signs whether you found your purpose or not. How many of these signs apply to you lets you know how close you are. Finally, this is not an advertisement to just quit your job and build a startup, because look at this guy. This guy's a developer, smart dude, hardworking dude, quit his job, built a startup, got product market fit, is monetizing great, and even he doesn't have his purpose. That's why he's selling his business. He doesn't care about it. It's not his thing. I don't want you to blindly work at your job forever without purpose. And I want you to quit a job only to create a new job where you don't have purpose. I want you to find whatever it is for you. So let's jump into the clues that you found it right now.
The first is it's easy to adjust your schedule when you've found your purpose. So if you're a morning bird like me, it's easy to get up really early because you know you can work on your thing more. Or if you're a night owl, it's easy to stay up late working on your thing because it's just so motivating. Another sign is that you feel enough, and that on the surface at first glance it looks like you have a scarcity. So if you feel enough with this much money on rent or your mortgage and groceries, and then you have some sort of other savings you have, and then you're working on your thing, that's a very simple life. And a lot of people who seem to have abundance might look down on that and think like, that's not that much. Like, you can't passively sit on that and earn enough for retirement, or you're not gonna level up at a crazy level if you just do those things. However, what looks like scarcity to people who aren't in their purpose is actually a sign that you are in your purpose and you have abundance. It comes down to the point of you needing a lot less than you thought you needed, you needing a lot less than other people think they need, because most people aren't living in their purpose. That's a sign that you're in the right spot. And actually, I think if you really connect to that, if you really live like that, like you don't need much, that's the kind of energy that actually attracts a lot to you. That's where the opportunities, the money, that's what it really stems from, because you don't need it in the first place. If you feel like you need a lot, if you have a long list of things that would make you happy, not a good sign. If the list is short, it's a good sign you're in your purpose. You'll know you're living in your purpose when you found it, when you react to trends and big opportunities differently. Meaning, you'll know you found your purpose when your first reaction to trends is indifference. If you read a YouTube title from Y Combinator that says, the next class of billion-dollar startups will be vertical LLMs, and your first reaction is, ooh, which vertical should I go into? Should I go into healthcare? Should I go into law? Should I go into sales? How am I gonna become one of those billion-dollar startups? You're not in your purpose. However, if you read that and you think, okay, cool for them, but then you learn about LLMs and how that can help you do the thing you're really meant to do better, then you dive into that technology and realize how to make that happen. That's a sign you're living in your purpose. But the trend itself doesn't matter. It's very different things. Very different. okay, this is going to be the most intangible takeaway, but the truth is that when you're in your purpose, you feel it. It's a feeling. It's a prolonged feeling. You just know. When you're in it, you feel it. You don't need the rest of this video. It feels like it's beyond you, like something is pulling you in, like you were chosen rather than you having to seek something out and finding it. It feels like only you could do this thing. Like no one else in the world is capable of following through on this thing like you can. And when you're doing the things you should be doing, you feel it, and when you don't feel that feeling. Simple as that. However, if you're not in touch with this feeling, if you haven't felt this before, that's where the following points come in. A clue that you're probably in your purpose is that you're less concerned with the secondary outcomes. So for example, if Elon's primary objective or outcome he's trying to create is to extend the likelihood that humans as a species live longer by getting us to Mars, that's the primary thing. But the secondary is he gets wealthy and famous and recognition and has a cool legacy. If he finds out that he's not going to get wealthy, he's not going to get famous, his legacy is going to get tarnished by this, and he's still motivated to do it, he's still going to try to keep the humans alive and go to Mars, that's a good sign. You're in your purpose if you don't feel the need to explain it to other people or for them to really understand it when you do explain it. Trying to get people to understand you and then say something like,
"Oh wow, that's so cool,"
or
"That's amazing, keep going,"
is a form of approval seeking, which is cool when it works out, but if you find yourself trying to create those conversations and it doesn't go well for whatever reason, you don't explain it, or they're not in this kind of headspace to really understand, and then you feel less motivated, that's a sign that it's coming from approval and not from your own internal sense of motivation. A sneaky way this comes in is that maybe you are grinding, maybe you are hustling, and you feel the need to say that a lot for that to be known, that, oh, I'm working so hard, I'm always doing this, so that you hope people say,
"Oh, what are you doing it for?"
Or,
Why are you working so hard? What's all this about?"
so that you can start the conversation, so that you can explain it, so you can get the approval, you can get that moment where they say,
"Oh, that's amazing. You're doing so well. Keep at it."
If they find out you're hustling hard, it's not hustling if it's play, but if they find out you're really motivated and spending a lot of time on this, at that point, you don't feel the need to explain why or to convince them that this is a good use of your time, then you're in your purpose probably. Another sign of whether you're in your purpose or not is how you think about your past use of time. So say you're a kid who played video games all the time, and now you're thinking back on that time as a waste or as something you should have been doing differently. You think, if I could have been building a business all this time I've been playing a video game, then what a waste that's been. Then that kind of criticism or backwards thinking kind of shows you that you don't have the thing where it all connects together and all of those past experiences make sense to help you. However, say that time in chat rooms with your gaming friends taught you about the epidemic of loneliness that's going on right now, and now you're building something that helps solve that problem. Now you look back at that time you spent as useful because it taught you how real the problem is and it helped you relate to those people, and now you know how to solve it from a first experiences standpoint. The next clue that you're living in purpose is that it's easy to say no to good things, whether that's a good event, a cool event, a new friend who seems chill, maybe a relationship that you're attracted to the person, but they don't completely align with who you're trying to become. It's easy to say no to things that normally are good because you have something great, you have something excellent, you have something amazing, and the more time you spend on that good thing, you know that you'll have less time on the amazing. It's also easy to stay consistent. So I'm not talking you get super motivated after listening to some kind of keynote speech or motivational clip and then you go hard for one weekend and then the next weekend you're lethargic and don't have the energy. I'm talking you've gone like 60, 90 days in a row effortlessly working on this thing, and then you look back and you're like, holy shit, it's been 3 months in a row and I've been doing this every single morning or evening. It's effortless. The next clue is that work feels like play. You don't need a big routine to get started, to amp you up, to get you in the right headspace. You don't need motivational music to keep you at that state the whole time. You don't need to reward yourself with a special meal or indulgence after finishing it because it was so hard. The act of doing it itself is so awesome that that's enough. Hey, if this resonated with you, I don't want you to find my app. I don't want you to subscribe. I want you to take action. We have enough people in this world who are completely denying their purpose. We have enough people in this world who are pretending like they have purpose when they don't. They know deep down they don't have it. We have enough people who have tried to find it and have just given up midlife maybe because it's been hard. We need more people who are actively seeking it unapologetically and doing it. And I want you to become one of those people, whatever that means to you. Probably it means getting off YouTube now, maybe writing it down, maybe making an action plan. I don't know, but please do something. Thank you.